What's up YouTube? I'm back with another YouTube video, and this is gonna be a really important video, because in this video I'm gonna be teaching you what is an equalizer. This tool, it's basically a audio production tool. It's very important for all sorts of musicians, and I think over the time I've spent in the industry, it's very important that vocalists, singers understand this tool too, because they basically hold the mic and start singing. They don't know how to set their tone, how to set their voice, and whatever the sound man does, they just trust him. And in Pakistan you can't really trust sound guys, so you need to have a little bit of knowledge yourself. So before we get to some sound examples, I just wanna jump into Logic and show you what an equalizer basically is. So this is an equalizer plugin, channel EQ, and we have the y-axis here and the x-axis over here. Y-axis vertically and x-axis horizontally, basically like a graph. You need a bit of math knowledge. So on the x-axis we have like plus 24 to minus 24, this part right here. This is the gain basically. And over the y-axis part we have all the frequencies, which start from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. And 1000 is basically denoted as K. It's like a short form, so like 2K, 4K, 5K, 10K, 20K, 15K, 17K. So that's like 17,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000. And then we have 100 Hertz, 250 Hertz, 75 Hertz. And these are the frequencies of the sound, which basically we can gain up or gain down. So that is pretty much it. Now we have to understand what each frequency sounds like. So on the lower side of things, we have small numbers, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And then we get to like the middle ground, which is like 750, 1000. And then we go to 2000, 75,000, 2,000, 7,000, and then 10,000, and then 20,000. So this is basically, this whole is our playing ground over here. What we need to basically understand is that the lower frequencies are the bass and the lows of a sound. Any sound. It can be like a guitar, a vocal, a bass, a drum, a snare, anything, even like a snap. And the higher numbers are like the highs, the sharpness, and the middle number is the mid. So everybody knows bass, treble, and middle. So these are basically the three parts of the sound which we need to like modify. So that's like basically the main knowledge. Then we get to the type of equalization we can do. There are basically three types: filters, shelves, and notches. These are 4 notches over here, 2 shelves, and 2 filters. This is like the basic ones. When we get to more advanced plugins and stuff like that, I'll explain other things also. So we have high pass filter, low pass filter, high shelf, low shelf, and then we have notches. Notches can be moved anywhere, even the filters can be moved anywhere, but this is basically a digital EQ. So I'm gonna turn everything off, and then I'm gonna demonstrate what the EQ really does. So let's pull up like a loop of acoustic guitar strum over. Say a basic acoustic guitar strum. Let's loop it up and let's open the EQ plugin on it. So if we play it, you can even analyze. This has an analyzer in it. It's analyzing what frequency it has. So when we play it, we basically know that there are more frequencies here and less frequencies here, and subtle, sub, low, and in the 20 Hertz range. So if we turn on the high pass and we let only the highs pass and cut the lows, this is what it's gonna sound like. You see what I did there? Now you're only getting the high part. It's like 9-10 Hertz. If we do this like 1,000 Hertz, everything below 1000 hertz is now filtered out. And let's turn this off. We get it back. Then we have shelves. So we're done with the high pass. Now let's move on to shelf. This is like a high shelf. It goes up like a shelf and comes down. It has a certain sound to it. If you're listening on good headphones or monitors, you'll really understand that 76 hertz and lower than that is all of it is raising up and it's going down. Now it's gonna act like almost like a high pass filter. Now notches are for like really specific frequencies that you want to target. You want to scoop them out, you want to give them like a higher sound. So in notches we can move these to whatever frequency. Keep your eyes on this, for whatever frequency we want, and then we can raise it or cut it. So this is going up the x-axis, gain 13 dB, and then cut. Now this part is called the Q. Q is basically how wide the EQ is or how small it is. If it's like really small, it's gonna target that really specific frequency. If you want to target like a bigger area, then you want to increase you want to increase your you want to increase your Q. So all you need to understand is the frequencies. Now if I want the acoustic guitar to cut out of the mix, give it a little sharpness, a little sizzly sound, I'm gonna raise the high shelf. So yeah, you get where I'm going with this. And now if the acoustic guitar is recorded really sharp and I want like the sizzle to cut out, I'm gonna put a low pass filter to it so that the lows can pass and the highs get cut out. So this is like the types of EQs. Now what I basically want to tell, you've got a lot of presets over here. You can play with the presets, and like for guitar, acoustic guitar, bright. See, it has a low pass to it, and then it's boosting a bit of mid frequencies in a notch, and then the high shelf we have at 8.1K, and it's doing like a 6.5 dB boost. That's a lot of boost. So if we check this sound out, adds that presence to it. So this was what a digital EQ looks like. Now before this Logic and Cubase and everything, there were hardware EQs where you can fix the frequency and fix the gain, how much it wants to go up, how much it wants to go down. So those are basically my favorite kind of EQs. I rarely use digital EQs on Logic. I still use a digital EQ, but it's like an emulation of an analog EQ. So my favorite EQ of all time is by Waves, and where is it? Yeah, Waves API 550A. I just love this EQ. Now what's happening is you have two knobs here. One is for the frequency. You can this was for the gain. The blue one is for frequencies: 5K, 7K, 10K, 12.5K, and 15K. And the gray one is for gain. You can take the gain up and take the gain down. So when I know my frequencies, I know which frequency I want to boost and which frequency I need to cut. I can easily play around with the EQ. So if I want it a bit brighter, I'm gonna boost it up on 10K. See, it gets brighter. If I want to add a bit of low end, I'm gonna boost it up on 100 hertz. See, it gives you like a low end. Basically what it's doing, it's taking the 100 hertz frequency. Oh sorry, this is 1000. This is 100 hertz, yeah, frequency, and it's boosting up 5 dB. This is what it basically is doing, 100 hertz, and 5 dB, 4 dB, or like 6 dB. It's in even numbers. But over here you can set the Q. But these analog EQs have fixed Qs to it. So they've been designed in a way that is really musical and really rich. So it does mean that I don't have that much control, but the Q which has been fixed in the API 550A hardware unit is really good, and I don't even need to touch it. So that gives it that flavor, that API sound, that SSL sound, that Neve sound. So that was for analog EQs, and then we did digital EQs. I hope you get my point of the frequencies. 2K is like upper middle, and 10K is like high, and 100 Hertz is like low mid, and like 50 Hertz is like sub frequencies. So this is what you need to keep your mind to. And there are lots of mixing EQ cheat sheets where like for pianos they give you like specific frequencies you want to boost, you want to cut. And this is basically not how to EQ, but what an EQ actually is. So I hope you liked the video, and give the video a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to the channel so I can make more content like this. And the next video is going to be like what a compressor is. If you got your EQ right, your compression right, 90% of your mixing is done. This is Luke Williams signing out.